Hello, I'm Laura Marshall.
And I'm Melinda Rose, and this is Light Matters for June 6, 2012.
On this week's show, a coherent beam streams in UV, X-rays, and all wavelengths in between. A laser spectroscopy technique helps explain superconductivity. An OCT device could expose chronic ear infections, and the UK gains a photonics center but might lose 2 telescopes.
The broadest spectral bandwidth coherent light source ever generated will open the door to very precise spectroscopy, say GILA researchers at the University of Colorado. They focused intense short pulses of infrared light into a high-pressure gas cell, converting part of the original laser energy into a coherent supercontinuum of light that extends well into the X-ray region. The work was done in collaboration with scientists at Vienna University of Technology, Cornell, and the University of Salamanca. The resulting X-ray bursts, much shorter wavelengths, make it possible to follow the tiniest, fastest physical processes in nature, including the coupled dance of electrons and ions in molecules as they undergo chemical reactions, or the flow of charges and spins in materials. The breakthrough uses a technique called high harmonic generation and turns it into a useful X-ray light source, which was no easy task. Their paper is published in Science. You can also read more about the technique by clicking on the Read the Story link on this video, a new feature we've added to the show.
Superconductivity, in which electric current flows without resistance, promises significant energy savings, but superconductors must be maintained at temperatures a few degrees above absolute zero, which is difficult and expensive. A new spectroscopy technique may soon help scientists overcome some of these obstacles so the energy-saving metals could be put to practical use. Scientists at Lawrence Berkeley National Lab and the University of California, Berkeley used ultrafast laser ARPES, or angle-resolved photoemission spectroscopy, to enhance their understanding of the electronic states of high-temperature superconductors. The titanium sapphire laser can emit femtosecond-scale pulses and gives results not accessible by other means. The work gives them a new way to assess the energy and momenta of quasiparticles to see if they play a significant role in the transition to high-temperature superconductivity. The research appears in Science.
A new optical coherence tomography device that can detect bacteria-resistant biofilms behind the eardrum could help diagnose and treat chronic ear infections, the most common condition treated by pediatricians. Patients with chronic ear infections may have a film of bacteria or other microorganisms that build up behind the eardrum, according to studies. To treat such infections, these middle ear biofilms must be detected and monitored, an invasive, unpleasant experience for the patient. Professor Stephen Bopart of the University of Illinois and his research team devised the non-invasive imaging system that uses light to collect high-resolution 3D tissue images, scanning through the eardrum to reveal the biofilm behind it. This marks the first demonstration of an ear OCT device to detect biofilms in human patients. In clinical tests, biofilms were found in all patients with chronic infections and none in those with normal ears. The research team hopes to make their handheld prototype more compact, easier to use, and lower cost. They also want to tweak the device so it can be used on other areas examined by primary care physicians, such as the eyes, nose, mouth, or skin. The research appears in Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences. You can learn more about Bopart's work in biomedical imaging by watching Photonics Media's webinar, The Future of Imaging, 3 Perspectives, which is available on demand on photonics.com.
The UK got some encouraging and discouraging science news this past week. In positive news, Fraunhofer, Europe's largest applications-oriented research organization, announced that its first UK research centre will be based at the University of Strathclyde in Scotland. The new Fraunhofer Center for Applied Photonics will focus on industry-driven laser research and technology for healthcare, security, energy, and transport, among other sectors, and will be based in Strathclyde's new Technology and Innovation Center. The center is expected to house 850 academics, researchers, and project managers from the university and its industrial partners when it opens in 2014.
On the other hand, last Thursday was a sad day for British astronomy, according to David Southwood, president of the Royal Astronomical Society. That was the day the UK's Science and Technologies Facilities Council announced it would close the Hawaii-based James Clerk Maxwell and UK infrared telescopes if it can't find another organization to run them. UCURT, now carrying out the Deep Sky Survey, is searching for objects from nearby brown dwarfs to distant quasars and will be decommissioned in September 2013. JCMT, which is surveying the galaxy and wider universe for undiscovered stars and galaxies, will be closed in September 2014.
Also, the William Herschel telescope in the Canary Islands, the only UK telescope observing the sky's northern hemisphere in visible light, will be defunded by the UK in March 2015.
So the RAS is saying the decision is a consequence of government cuts to the UK science budget and will result in the loss of about 40 jobs.
The 2013 Prism Awards application process is now open, so make sure you enter your innovative product. There are 9 categories to choose from.
To find out more about the program, dubbed the Oscars of Photonics, visit our newly launched Prism Awards page, photonics.com/Prism Awards, or click on the Prism Awards logo in this video.
You may have noticed a couple of new features in our Light Matters programs. The Light Matters player at photonics.com now features tabs, which will take you directly to each story in the show.
And within the show itself, there are now clickable links to read each of our stories on photonics.com. Look for the Read the Story link in the upper left-hand corner of your screen. Unfortunately, these features are not available on YouTube or iTunes and are only on our photonics.com players.
Well, that's it for this edition of Light Matters, the industry's only weekly newscast. We'd like to hear from you. Tell us what you think about these new features and what you like or don't like about our program. We welcome your comments and suggestions at lightmatters@photonics.com.
You'll find links to share and subscribe to Light Matters by clicking the Share with Friends button on our video player.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.